Tonight, it's the NFL Draft, setting the stage for the Jaguars to go on the prowl in 2024. The team, hoping for a rebound after a season that seemed destined for greatness, turned into disappointment in the home stretch.
Yeah, that hurt for sure, and I think it will fuel us. Everybody's committed to doing things right this time around.
Will the Jaguars pick up a new receiver for quarterback Trevor Lawrence? Or will they land a new player for the defensive side of the ball?
Just got to look at the board and let the board speak.
And stars from the local high school gridiron are waiting to hear their names called to play in the pros. Tonight, the Teal and Black faithful are waiting for the big moment. Live from Channel 4, the local station, this is News4jags Draft 24.
You are taking a live look at the NFL Draft that's taking place in Detroit, Michigan this year. Look at all the fans that are lining up. We are counting down to the draft here in Jacksonville. Here's a look at that clock. There's not much time left before the draft is going to get underway. A lot of names going to be called tonight. Less than an hour until the draft officially kicks off. But we're starting our draft celebration here in Jacksonville a little bit earlier.
That's right. We are here live at the bank, and you mentioned all the bodies filling into the stadium in Detroit. We're rivaling that here. Everyone is starting to fill in. Activations are ready to rock on the field. It's going to be a great night here at Everbank Stadium.
There is a lot of fun stuff happening here at the Duval Draft Party, and we have got it all covered. We have crews down on the field. We have Eric Avigné, Alessandra Pombrion hanging out as we'll check in with them over the course of the next couple of hours. Alessandra is going to catch up with a couple of players here shortly as we count down to when the draft kicks off. We'll have Eric Avigné checking in with all of the fans and the excitement that's down there on the field as we continue to count down. But the Jaguars are going to have a busy time. So the first round draft order, 32 picks that we're going to go through tonight. And let's take a look at how the first round is going to play out. The Jaguars are at 17, which is like almost right there in the middle. Not a great place to be.
You know, in everything leading up to this week, everyone said this is really as almost in the middle as the Jags could have gotten for this season. So how are you feeling about our placement?
Look, this is one of those drafts where you can hang in the middle and still hope to get a good player. But the hard thing is there's 16 teams in front of you, so you don't know who's going to be on the board when you get on the clock. So we'll see if maybe the Jaguars decide that waiting until 17 is just a little too much for them. Got to hop up a couple of picks and go get their guy. Here's a look at all of the Jaguars draft picks in this year's draft, because you know there is more than just the first round. Today's the first day of what is kind of a mini marathon when it comes to the NFL draft.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's almost a mini marathon for you, because you and our News4jags sports team are keeping up with everything, and it's really exciting to see what we are stepping into this year for the Jags. Everyone's been talking this week leading up to it. Hey, we're in a finesse year. We're filling specific positions to get us to that Super Bowl. We're not going to leave the positivity on the field this year. We're going to continue to drive it forward.
Yeah, Jaguars were close last year. Things were rolling right along, and then they kind of came off the tracks. They didn't make the playoffs, but there's still hope for the future. So the Jaguars have 8 picks in this year's NFL draft. Tonight is the first round. Tomorrow will be the second and third round, and then Saturday, 4 through 7. And the Jaguars were busy last year, had a huge draft class, and this year they're going to have 8 picks to fill out all of those. Now, the fans are starting to pour in. So the parking lot's opened at 6, and now fans are out on the field as that has opened up. Eric Avigné is standing by on the field, and I know Eric always loves the opportunity to catch up with Jaguars fans as we go through this entire process. Let's see if we can check in with Eric and see if he's able to catch up with any fans for us right now, because I know the energy is starting to build down there on the field. Eric, have the fans, are they bringing it yet?
They're rushing by you.
They're coming in.
Oh, yeah. Let me say, I got one fan, this chick right here. She has been, like, itching to get on TV. What is your name?
Lisa.
Lisa. How exciting is this?
I am very excited. Duval.
It's a party, isn't it?
Yeah.
And who did you come with?
My friends, but they say I'm embarrassing them. You got my brother finna come. Come on,
Your brother's coming over.
Yeah.
Come on over here. I gotta ask you guys. You know, is this your first Jaguar draft party?
No.
You do this every year?
I'm a season ticket holder, baby.
Oh, look at that.
Season ticket holder here.
So I wanted to ask you. You know, the draft's coming up. They got the 17th pick. Just who do you think that the Jags need to go for?
Probably somebody from Alabama.
Somebody from Alabama. Oh, see, we got an Alabama fan here. We got an Alabama fan.
I ain't no Alabama fan, Florida State fan.
Oh, Florida State fan. Oh, okay.
Jaguar.
Jaguars all the way, right?
Gators.
Jaguars all the way,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
All
all the way.
Hey, we got a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the year. We got some Jag fans, and we got some laughter too. We're going to celebrate this draft night with you. That's right. Duval Draft 2024, it is on. Look at all the people that are out here. Let me bring you over here a little bit. All of these folks that you see going in right here, they are going into the locker room because they're doing tours of the locker room. You know, I would say about 20 minutes ago, this place was practically empty, but I would say, man, everyone just started coming in through the gates, and look at that. People are still coming in. There's a wave of black and teal just everywhere you look. Let me bring you over here. So we've got some vendors over here as well. And then further over, Dubai, say that for us again? Duval! All the way, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm going to bring you guys over here. We always have fun when we do this, so let's come on over here. We've got a stage that's set up over here. The stage is going to be for several performances. We'll see some cheerleaders. We'll see some bands play. We'll also see a couple of the actual Jaguar players that will get up on that stage. I'm sure they'll be answering some questions. But I want to bring you over here as well. This is the part that I really like the most. Come on, man. Come on. I got to tell my photographer to keep up with me. I got one leg right here, and I'm just pushing it. But right over here, this is what I really wanted to take part in, but I can't because, like I said, I've only got one leg here, as you can see. But this is where fans can have that experience of what it's like to be in the NFL Combine. I mean, they can do all kind of drills over here. They can kick field goals. This looks really fun. I know before the crowd got here, we were seeing just all kinds of people, like mainly just grown-ups, older grown-ups trying to do this, and it looked really funny. I wish we had some video to show you. It looked really funny, but like I said, there is just a sea of black and teal all around here. I see another Jags fan. I know you're a Jags fan.
Absolutely. Duval!
Say that one more time. We didn't hear you.
Duval!
It's a party tonight, right?
It is. All day long.
All day long, all night long. Of course, and we're going to be out here all night long. We're waiting for that 17th pick by the Jaguars. Jamal, I'm going to throw it back to you.
Man, Eric, we didn't know we were getting karaoke tonight.
I know. It is draft night. I mean, listen, Eric, I'm ready. We're going to take this on the road. It's going to be great.
We like it. Look, all right, I'm going to save everybody my terrible singing skills, though.
It sounds like you guys are having so much fun down there on the field.
I know that's right. We're all
much
having fun.
fun.
All
This
right,
is the
thanks,
best
Eric. We'll check in
assignment.
with you here in a minute. All right, that's Eric Avignon. We will check in with him in a minute as fans continue to pour in here at Everbank Stadium. All right, fans, we want to know what you think is going to happen when the draft rolls around. So we're asking you online our You Say poll question. We want you to go over to news4jags.com/YouSay, and we want to know what you think the Jaguars should do in the first round.
I'm really interested to see what everyone says because towards the beginning of the week, the last couple of weeks, I said I was going to make a drinking game out of hearing cornerback every time I either read a tweet, saw an Instagram post, or listened to a press conference. So we're going to toss this over to you guys and see what everyone is thinking right here in the 904. Things have started to shift here towards the end of the week, and as the boards get closer, phone's starting to ring. We'll see what everyone thinks.
Things are shifting all over the place. So what position do you think the Jaguars should go at 17? Cornerback, wide receiver, edge, or offensive line? You can scan that QR code on your screen, and it'll take you over to our website where you can click and vote and chime in, or you can just go to news4jags.com/YouSay, cast your vote. We're going to be checking in throughout the hour and see what you guys want the Jaguars to do when they're on the clock at 17 here coming up. But we still got plenty of coverage coming your way. Straight ahead, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with more News for Jags draft coverage right after this.
Take advantage of some of the activations on the field. You got an opportunity to tour the locker room. Put it on your Facebook and Instagram. TikTok too. Don't forget to tag @Jaguars on your post. Yes.
Hear you, but you're low now, so I need you to talk up.
Talking to the goosey thing.
Yeah, that's the mic for
that's
you.
The mic.
Okay,
yeah.
I got you now. And I need Kyle to talk with his chest, and y'all gonna have to tell me where, because that's what I was trying to sign language, because I can hear you now.
Now we can.
So she missed the head nod, so I couldn't talk. We couldn't toss to her. Welcome back here to Everbank Stadium at the Duval Draft Party, your News4jags Draft special. We've got a couple of special players who are going to hang out with us for a little bit. Alessandra Pombrion's down on the field.
Alessandra, tell us what's going on down there. Who you got with you?
So, guys, I have two very special guests. First, we have Jaguars outside linebacker Foye Lukin, who led the league in solo tackles this past season. And to my left is Ross Matisic, the Jaguars' first-team All-Pro long snapper. Guys, how excited are you for the next 3 days to learn who your new Jaguars teammates are going to be?
I'm always excited to going to join the family here, get back to work with us, and get some wins on the field.
Ross, what are you most looking forward to over these next 3 days as you learn who your new teammates are?
Yeah, I'm just excited to meet the guys, whoever they are, to come in the building. They're walking into a great locker room, guys that are here to support them. You got a great fan base, and I'd argue that Jacksonville's the best place in the NFL to play football.
Now, Foye, you know what it's like to get that call and to know that you're drafted to a team. What was that moment like for you?
It's just surreal because, I put a lot of hard work and dedication into the sport before that moment. You're just thankful for all the experiences that you've had leading up to that time, and then grateful for all the work that you put in. But it all comes to that one moment, and just very grateful it's all happening.
And Ross, you signed a rookie free agent with the Jaguars a couple of years ago. So for the guys that will still be left on the draft board at the end of these 3 days, what would you tell them?
I would just say, Jacksonville gave me an opportunity, and all you can ask for is an opportunity to show what you can do. I think that I've took advantage of the opportunity, and the guys that go undrafted, my advice to them would be, same thing that got you to where you are today. Put your head down, go to work, and let the results speak for themselves.
Okay, well, we're going to do a fun little interview. Let me grab this News4jags hat with some rapid-fire questions. They don't know what these questions are, but they're going to pick a question from the hat and then answer it for you. You want to go first?
Oh, wow.
Okay, you have to tell us what it is.
Oh. Who was the last long snapper to force a fumble and recover it? It's got to be Ross. That was right over there. Oh, that was fire. Right. And that's why we won the game. Thank you, Ross.
Thank you. All right. What is your hype song? I don't really listen to music before games. I kind of just hang out in the locker room and hang out with the guys, so I don't really have an answer to that one. Foye, you want to answer this? I'm sure he's probably going to say Nelly, so we'll go with that.
Country
Nelly.
Grammar, Nelly. Shake Your Tail Feather, Nelly. What's this one other one? I can't think of.
I don't know Nelly.
No, it wasn't Nelly. I go all over the place, though, with my pregame music, but Nelly's for sure go-to.
Okay, you want to pick one more?
Let's do it. What did you buy with your first paycheck as an NFL player? My first ever paycheck, what did I buy? Probably like a bag of Skittles.
Bag of Skittles?
Yeah, I was late around. What you want me to buy? I drove my 95 Accord for 2 years, rented an apartment. My biggest purchase after my first year was my furniture. I bought a Sofia Vergara couch from my apartment. Rooms to go. Shout them out. Oh, Woodchucks. I like Woodchucks furniture now, though.
Oh, there you go.
In Jacksonville.
Ross, what was your first purchase?
So my signing bonus was $1,000, and after you get taxed and pay your agent, you got about $400 left. So I think I just kind of used it to eat food for the week. That's about it, though.
Hey, you know, that's important. It keeps you as a Jaguars player.
Yeah.
Well, guys, have you ever heard of Van Gogh, the Mona Lisa, or Bob Ross? Well, let me introduce you to Foye Lukin and Ross Matisic. Now, we see them every Sunday tearing up the field right here at Everbank Stadium. But let's see if their skills on the field are just as good in the art room. I made them draw what they think the Jaguars' 30th anniversary logo will be. So for the final question for this interview, for Foye, why did you pick the top drawing here?
I was trying to draw the old school Jaguars logo. I think you got to throw it back to, that logo from back in the day. Jacksonville Jaguars on top, but I'd like the Jaguar there, the old school one, full body one.
It took him a few minutes to draw that. Very good, by the way. I can never do that. And Ross, tell us about this one.
Yeah, so I went like a really creative approach here. So obviously 30 for 30 years. Smart. And then the way I wrote Duval, if you actually count all the lines, there's 30 lines in it. So it's kind of like a tribute to, Duval.
Nah, bro, you know. What?
That was really good.
I'm just kidding. Don't count them.
I was totally going for that one. I was like, okay, there we go. Well, Ross, Foye, thank you guys so much. We are so excited to see who they get to join or who gets to join the team and be teammates with these guys with the 17th overall pick. But reporting live here at Everbank Stadium, I'll set the pump ramp for Ross and Foye. Back to you guys.
Alessandro, you'll have to tell Foye I was just listening to Nellyville earlier today, but the art is definitely, we're all impressed by his logo.
Yeah, so I wanted to give him a run for his money, and also tell Ross to run it again because I've seen him rap in the locker room, so make him drop a beat for you while he's down there. I'm just trying to see if I can get in on this logo competition.
We're going into art critic mode. We've got Demetrius Harvey from the Florida Times-Union. He's the Jaguars beat writer. Demetrius is kind enough to join us here for a little bit. What did you think? Did you know Foye Oluwakin had the art skills to draw that? I don't even think they had a table to put that on. I don't know how he did that.
You know what? I didn't think he was going to be able to do that, but he went to Yale. Perhaps, they have an art program there. He took a couple art classes. If you take a Yale-level art class, I got to imagine that's amazing.
You got to be
You'd like
good.
to think so.
Yeah.
You'd like to think so. All right, so Demetrius is kind enough to join us. We want to kind of pick his brain for what the Jaguars might do at 17. So you put out your final mock draft. You've been doing mock draft Monday. You saved one for Thursday since it's draft day. And we wanted to get a look at it to try and get an idea on what you think the Jaguars are going to do. So here's the first 3 rounds of Demetrius's last mock draft that we have coming your way. And he kind of thinks, like everyone else, that the Jaguars are going to end up going corner at 17.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense to me. I mean, if you think about it, what the Jaguars have done throughout, free agency, and if you look at what they've done in the past, it just makes sense that cornerback would be the answer. They went out and signed Ronald Darby, right? But you have Tyson Campbell coming back. He's only on a 1-year deal. You have to figure out what you're going to do with him. And so right now, they really don't have much out there except for Darby, Tyson Campbell, and then even in the slot, there's some questions. So, I just felt like Terrion Arnold, first round pick, that just makes sense.
Yeah, Arnold's definitely fantastic. If you haven't heard him compare being a cornerback to being a roofer, I think you're honestly missing out. So I would love to hear him hold court in the locker room week after week, because if he can start giving us more like roofing analogies, it'll definitely make the season fun.
We need it. We need it in there. I mean, the locker room's great, but having another guy there that has that personality would be incredible.
And then in the second round, you go Keon Coleman and then Tavondre Sweat in the third. So can you talk to us a little bit about why you made those picks?
Yeah, Keon Coleman, it just makes sense again. The Jaguars, they lost Calvin Ridley. They wanted him back. It wasn't a situation where Gabe Davis was coming in and then they were going to say goodbye to Calvin. No, they wanted him back. So they need another wide receiver. They need somebody else to go ahead and sort of take the reins for Trevor Lawrence. And nobody better, in my opinion, than the Florida State kid in the second round. That would be incredible value. It just makes sense. Tavondre Sweat's another guy. You just go back and you think about Devon Hamilton, all of what he had to go through last year. It was unfortunate. He missed 10 weeks with that spinal abscess. Just terrible. So Tavondre Sweat can come in, and I understand that he's dealing with the potential DWI. He's dealing with other, weight issues. But, hey, in value in the third round, you're going to be able to get a nose tackle like that.
I mean, and Jamal, how did you feel about looking at this mock-up when it really overlapped quite a bit with yours? Like, Coleman was one of your stars on your pick. So when I saw that overlap, I was like, Jamal's going to be pumped.
Look, we're here. We're here right now. I love Keon Coleman in the second round. When the first mock draft started coming out and draft season started and people were talking 17, that might have been a little too rich for me.
Yeah.
But at 48, I mean, I don't know if you can beat that kind of value. If you've watched Florida State this year, Keon Coleman's a dude. And I keep throwing out this reminder, and you've watched the Jaguars a long time, Demetrius. Does he remind you a little bit of Allen Robinson, a little bit?
I could see it, that go up and get it, contested catch kind of guy. And they haven't had that player here consistently. Zay Jones has offered some of that, of course. But other than that, who have they been able to just throw it up, say, go out and get it?
Right.
That's Keon Coleman. He can also give you stuff as far as run after catch. They don't have, so just giving you another element to pair with Trevor Lawrence.
Now, something that people have said about Coleman is the fact that he has that potential to be another star, that the Jags need more than one superhero. We've got Lawrence. We obviously love him. But as we saw last year, even Superman can fall out of the sky. So do you think he could step in and be another superhero for the team?
I really think he could, and obviously it's not going to happen right away. They have Christian Kirk, they have Evan Ingram, they have Gabe Davis, they have guys that can come in and do it right now, but absolutely down the stretch, if you look at what he was able to do after transferring to FSU, it just makes sense. He's going to make leaps and bounds in the NFL, so I really like him there, and 48 makes sense.
All right, before we let you go, a lot of the talk has been about fans wanting the Jaguars to trade up and go get one of those guys. We're talking about wide receivers, and a lot of fans want them to go get one of the top three, Marvin Harrison Jr., Rome Odunze, maybe Malik Neighbors. What do you think the chances are that the Jaguars make that splash move trade, something that's almost straight out of the movie Draft Day, go get the guy?
It's tough because it sounds easy before the draft. Just go ahead and turn in that trade-up card, but it never really works out that way. I will say there's enough smoke out there to definitely think about it. It's not something that's just not going to happen completely. So it's a situation where I could see it. It just has to match the right value. I do know Trent Baalke loves value. He loves having that 48th overall pick, and so it's going to be tough to see him giving it up.
I feel like he's answering like Baalke now. He's like, we're just missing, the boards.
Hey.
Hey, if you were going to listen to Trent Baalke's pre-draft luncheon and play a dangerous drinking game, every time he says the boards will speak to you or value, I'm just saying it's going to pop up quite often.
Yeah, I threw it out here for this, but I don't think we'd make it to the half hour.
You would not make it to the end of that. All right, Demetrius, we're going to let you go, but before we do that, we're asking our viewers online to go and vote on what they think the Jaguars should do at 17, what position that they want them to take. Cornerback, wide receiver, edge, or offensive line. We've already got some votes coming in. Folks are siding with wide receiver. Offensive line's in second place. I know are you cornerback, or would you, if you had the card and could do anything, not what you think they're going to do, what would Demetrius do?
I still would go cornerback, and it's only because I know those top three receivers aren't going to make it to 17. So if those aren't going to make it to 17, you have to take the best available cornerback. I think Terry Arnold, Quinyon Mitchell, Kool-Aid McKinstry, those might be the three.
All right, fair enough. If you want to chime in, you can scan that QR code on your screen, or you can go to news4jags.com/YouSay. You still got plenty of time to cast your poll. We're going to let Demetrius head out because I know he's got plenty of work to do as the draft is getting closer and closer to the start time, but we still got plenty of coverage coming your way right here on Channel 4. We'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome back here into our News4jags Draft special. So part of being a Jaguars fan is you also got to look the part. If you look at Jana, she has definitely pulled out full Jaguars energy. I missed the memo. I'm over here in purple, but she has got full Jaguars energy on.
Listen, that is what we do on River City Live. We make sure that you are informed and you are in style, okay? And we are not the only ones. Fanatics has taken over the pro shop, and everything in there, head to toe, is great gear. They have sales, they have specials, and tonight they have exclusive draft gear alongside a special logo that's going to be revealed tonight. We'll have that right here for you on News4jags. But first, I'm going to take you shopping with Rance at the Pro Shop. Take a look. All right, Jaguars fans, we are getting ready to make sure that you go into the Miller Electric Center Pro Shop and you know the exact swag that you need to be decked out for draft day. Now, somehow Rance got out of the station a little bit faster than me, so we're going to go see what we're going to find together, because I know it's going to be epic and Duval is going to look divine. Let's check it out. Rance! Well, I guess the fun's already started.
Oh, my bad. I was supposed to wait.
Those who shop together and share together, can you believe it? Rance is already shopping. Since Rance clearly has a head start, I'll let him have at it.
Well, Jana, let's give the people the local scoop on the Pro Shop.
All right, swag fans, we have Daniel Oliveira that is here to talk to us from Fanatics to see what you need to make sure is in your cart on draft day. Daniel, welcome to the River City Runway.
Thank you very much.
We are styling in here this year.
Yes, so the MEC store here is going to be open here at the Miller Electric Center. So if you guys want to come down before the draft, feel free to come down and shop. We have a ton of jerseys in here. We also have our special draft hats that we have over here in the back corner with our hat wall.
Here comes Rance. Here comes Rance. So these are special draft hats, special edition.
Yep. So they have the Duval patch on the side, which is a really cool addition this year.
Now, when it comes to clothing, there's a lot of options here. What are you loving? What are people really getting into this year?
Yeah, so we have some sales items here in the front. Obviously, we'll get some deals. We love the deals. We also have all of our jerseys here on the back wall, so we have a lot of players. For the first round pick, whoever that happens to be, we'll also be able to customize that jersey for y'all as well.
Now, I really love the idea of customization. How does that process work?
Yeah, so we're actually going to have QR codes. You'll be able to scan it with your phone. And then from there, it'll give you options to fill out, and you can fill out your name, number, or if you want the draft pick, you want their number. You'll be able to do that, and we'll be able to pay for it, and we'll be able to customize it and get it made for you guys.
That is sweet. Ooh, Rance, what you find over there? A little bit of sparkle? A little bit of sparkle and shine. Okay, so this is another kind of throwback classic look. I love that you guys are mixing some things that are really modern, but we're also seeing that vintage flair coming in with some of the old school varsity jackets, some of these bowling shirt styles.
Yep.
What made you want to kind of make this a throwback here for style?
Everyone loves that old logo, kind of the throwback logo. And I think Jacksonville, the Jaguars here, have one of the best throwback logos in the league. And we're very excited to be able to bring that back to the fans.
Well, I know you've got a lot of draft day stuff you got to go get to, so I'll let you get to it. And I think Rance wants to be over here talking accessories. Now, the clear bags are so important because obviously you've got to have one of these to get into the stadium. You know, I got a lot of stuff, so these are both great. Take that, thank you.
Hey, this is true shine right here. You're gonna come out, Jana, we're gonna come out. I can even wear these. Oh, you want to start something?
Bling, 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 bling. Oh yeah, you found the sparkly stuff. These are cute. If you're suiting up your Duval dog, they've got stuff for you too. Hank and Reba needs this.
Here for it.
It's more of a...
The ladies look cute. A little,
oh, a little crop top? I like it. It's really cute.
I don't know if that looked good on me, though. Jenna, where'd you go?
Listen, I'm almost done. Where's your stuff?
I'm saving my shopping for tonight, draft night. Come on now.
Listen, I could be swagged out on this desk, so I'm going to the checkout. Bye. So a great time in the pro shop. Obviously, lots of new gear to kick off the season and the draft. Now, this QR code, you can go ahead and pre-order your first round draft pick jersey. You can scan that. It'll take you right to the link. You can go ahead, prepay. They will customize that for you. So we love that option.
Get that order in because you have faith in whoever the pick is. It's going to be your new favorite player. So you can scan that QR code, and it'll take you right to where you need to be. All right, we still got plenty of coverage coming your way. We want to know what you are thinking about. The field is starting to fill fill up with fans. We want to know what the Jaguars are going to do at 17. They probably won't be on the clock for a little while longer, but we're asking you, what do you think they should do? So here's the results right now. So far, wide receiver is leading the way. Offensive line's right behind it. Cornerback is maybe closing in a little bit. You still got time to cast those votes. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to news4jags.com/usay. We want to know what you think.
We want to know what you think. Let us know. Let us know. And if you're on the field, there are game-issued jerseys for sale. I'm going to bring it right back to the pro shop. All the proceeds from these go to the Jaguars Foundation. So everything that's happening on the field is all for the fans. It's fan-driven down there. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of like, what are we doing up here?
Right. I kind of want to be down there on the field. I'm kind of jealous of Alessandra getting to hang out down there a little bit. But these jerseys, these are perfect collector's items. You're looking for something to frame. I mean, it's hard to get your hands on a game-issue jersey from the 95 season. You don't just find, those don't grow on trees.
And listen, I know you said man cave earlier. Ladies, I'm wearing this with cute white cowboy boots, and you're going to see it a lot this season. So go shop. It's for a great cause. We got to meet everyone earlier that was talking about the Jaguars Foundation. These players, this organization is so tied into causes that are close to their heart, and I love to support that.
Definitely. We are counting down to the draft. We still got plenty of time to get more fashion tips from Jana, and we got plenty more coverage coming your way. The draft is right around the corner. Here's a look. Not much time left before it's time for those picks to start in Detroit. Less than 30 minutes. That means we still got plenty more coverage coming your way right here on Channel 4 as we continue to count down during our News4jags Draft Special.
I was like, okay.
All right. Here's a look at Detroit. Look at all those fans there in Detroit where the NFL draft is being hosted this year. It is packed there, but you know what? It's pretty packed here, too.
I was going to say, let's take a look at our field cam. I mean, everyone is starting to pour in. This locker room tour line has gotten progressively long because everyone wants a sneak peek inside the locker room. That is a sacred space down there.
And they've got a pretty good setup, and it looks like that's where Eric's hanging out. We got crews all over the place. Alessandra's down on the field. Eric Avier has made his way to the locker room. And look, let's see if we can check in with Eric here in a second and get a look inside that locker room because I know fans are itching to get inside there. Speaking of guys who are itching to get inside the locker room, there is a lot of great football played in this area of Florida. I mean, Florida is a hotbed for football. One of the guys on the Jaguars list, Quinyon Mitchell, he's from like 20 miles outside of Gainesville, so not far from here. But there are some guys that played high school football, right in our backyard that are hoping to hear their name called when the draft rolls around.
Listen, and that's something we love here at News4jags is seeing our guys make it big, and we've got a lot coming up in this draft.
Yeah, here's a look at some of the guys that are hoping to hear their name called. We got a chance to catch up with a few of them. Here's Austin Reed. He went to Western Kentucky from St. Augustine. Kingsley Aguakin, Sandalwood guy. Jalen Simpson from Frederica Academy up there near Brunswick, as we cover the whole area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carter Bradley with Providence. That's Gus Bradley's son. Kenny Logan from Menendez, and David White from Westside. I got a chance to catch up with David White myself. Really great guy. Hope he hears his name called. If he is drafted, he will be the first player ever from Westside High School to hear his name called during the NFL draft. So a chance to make some pretty cool history there. But one of those guys, Austin Reed, he has had a fantastic college career. Justin Barney got the chance to catch up with Austin while he was training here in Jacksonville with some other quarterbacks that are hoping to hear their names called. Maybe one that's going to hear it called pretty early. Caleb Williams, probably the number 1 overall pick. So I think Austin Reed getting some pretty handy reps. But he's really serious about this NFL career, and he's hoping to hear his name called over the next 3 days at some point.
As an NFL draft prospect, Austin Reed knows the scrutiny all too well. Reed faced those questions back in high school at St. Augustine, where he started at quarterback for just one season. As a transfer at West Florida in 2019, Reed led the Argos to the NCAA Division II National Championship. But it was at Western Kentucky where Reed led the country in passing as a junior and threw 71 career touchdowns that he developed into a bona fide NFL prospect. Those credentials have Reed firmly in the draft conversation, potentially as a day 3 pick.
I said every time you put me on the field, I'm going to produce, and you're going to have to deny me. And so St. Augustine, West Florida, Western Kentucky, just produce. And I think that's just the key. If you go out there and you play ball and you ball out, they're going to have to, they can't ignore you.
As Reed prepares for the draft, he has forced those who aren't familiar with his game to take notice. And like it's been so many other times at so many other stops, that's just fine for Reed. With profound faith and no shortage of confidence, he takes every question or slight as a challenge.
You know, I a lot of times walk into a room and I'm not the most recognizable face or name, and to me it's like, okay, one day you're going to realize that. And, you know, that comes from a place of, humbleness and confidence, not really cockiness.
Reed was an unranked recruit in high school, and he's kept that underdog mentality. It's why Reed has tried to appreciate and soak in every moment during the NFL draft process. And while some players may bristle at flying under the radar, Reed embraces it.
For me, the fact that all this stuff has been probably not expected, it has made me appreciate the moment and have more gratitude for everything that I receive. And so that's kind of what it's taught me.
The challenges of the NFL await, challenges that Reed is ready for as he prepares to hear his name called on draft day. If that doesn't happen, it's just one more question that he'll gladly answer.
If I don't, that's been my career in general, so I wouldn't be surprised if I went undrafted and I had to earn my way onto a roster like that. And so it's one of those things where I expect to hear my name called. I hope I do. And if I don't, then time to compete, like I said.
How can you not want to root for that guy after listening to him talk?
100%. What did he say? Produce, and I'll earn my spot. It's okay if you don't know my name. I love hearing that confidence, especially from an athlete that's so young.
That's all he did. And I asked him, I said, would you like to play for the hometown team? And he said, that's cool. They should pick me. I'd love to play at home, close in the backyard, be a Jaguar team. He said he's been a fan because, of course, growing up here, right, this is the hometown team. But he also added in the little caveat, if they don't pick me, then he'd come back and beat them with another team. So, look, you love the competitive fire, and maybe soon he can be picking out his locker in the locker room where Eric Avenier is hanging out.
Eric, you are in the club that everyone is trying to get into. Paint us a picture down there. How's it going?
This is part of the fan experience of this party is having that ability to be able to come down here in the locker room, a place where, this is where the players meet. This is where they change. This is where they come right before the game. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to introduce you to Chuck because Chuck is giving all of these Jags fans instructions on what to do when they come inside.
All right, guys, everybody ready for the locker room tour? All right, guys, so when you enter, you are allowed to take photos. You're allowed to sit in the chairs. Enjoy this because this is a rare opportunity that the Jaguars do open up their locker room to let you get a peek inside. So when you go in, go to your left, go out the other way, and go Jaguars. So...
You know, I didn't quite hear them loud enough. All right, we're going to come on in here and watch these guys come on in here. Come on in. I have to tell you, I have never been in here before, but what's really interesting about this is that the fans, they can sit in the chairs that the players sit in. They can take photos. And we've already seen this lady before, right? They can take photos. Now, I was told that the one thing that they can't do, they can't sit in Trevor Lawrence's seat. They can't go beyond because he has his own little section there. They can't do that, but they can take pictures. So this is an incredible experience to be able to do that. In fact, let's come on over here. I'll show you. So these are some of the areas that would be considered like off limits, but still fans, they can take they can take pictures of this stuff. They can, do selfies and stuff like that. In fact, if we turn the camera around, look at everyone with their camera phones. Everyone is just soaking this in. I have to ask this lady, I have to ask you, how exciting is this?
It is very exciting. So happy to be here. I'm excited that they're even allowing people to do this today.
So this is the first time you've done this?
First time ever.
What about, is this your first draft party?
Yes, first one ever.
So what do you think so far, just overall?
It's a good experience. I enjoy the people having fun and the kids getting opportunities to play games and everything. I love it.
And like you said, this is to come down here in the locker room. This is something that fans
wish they could do, and we're here.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Wait, I'm going to let you go and take your pictures and have fun, and thank you. All right. I want to go over here and ask some of these folks over here what they think. I have to ask you guys. I see you guys got your cell phones out. How cool is this experience?
This is sick. Not many teams open up their locker rooms like this. This is awesome.
And what about you?
It's just like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Like, a lot of teams don't open up their locker room, so like it's kind of cool.
So, I know you're probably thinking, okay, this is Trevor Lawrence, we know, walks through here all the time.
Yeah, like I watched Trevor at Clemson when I was, growing up. It was sick. So, I just moved to Jacksonville. So, seeing him play on Sundays, it's awesome. So to see like what he gets to, walk around in, it's so cool.
What do you think of the stadium?
I think it's a great stadium. I know they got plans to renovate, but I think it's awesome, honestly.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You go and enjoy yourself. Again, everyone in here is just having a really good time. I'm just going to walk around here and walk through here. And everywhere you look, there is just a sea of teal and black, and everyone with their cell phones, and everyone is just having a really good time. And, it's just, everyone is just taking this in. I'm taking it in because this is the very first time I've ever been in the locker room. So, I'm being told in my ear that I'm good to go, and I'm going to toss it back to you guys, and I'm going to have some fun, and then I'm going to have some fun in here, and then I'm going to go out onto the field and have more fun. Back to you.
All right, Eric, how about that? Where's the bouncer in this club? They had a lot of wrong stuff in there.
Yeah,
he's
wait a
talking to a
minute.
guy with a Giants hat on. There was a Bills tank top. What are we doing?
Yeah, Eric, okay, I think we're going to need to make our locker room just a little bit more exclusive and our fans just a little bit more loyal. They need to stop by the pro shop on the way out.
That's right. Come on, Eric can be the bouncer. We'll make him act like security for the rest of the way. All right, so the Jaguars had a busy draft just a year ago. Yep. They have 8 picks this year, but last year, they were busy. Day 3 was like a marathon. Picks were coming in left and right. It was a huge draft class. And they did find a gem late in it. Antonio Johnson was a day 3 pick in the 5th round for the Jaguars. But here's a look at most of that draft class. It is such a big class. Couldn't fit on the screen all at the same time.
It was literally huge. And I remember you going through this last year because here's the deal. Jamal and the sports team actually had to move into the station just to keep up with everything.
Yeah, it was busy. It was nonstop. There were names flying left and right. Who's the next guy? Let's go to the next screen so we can see the rest of the draft class because it was just that many names. Now, one cool name is Cooper Hodges. He went to Baker County High School right in our area, and he got the opportunity to play for the hometown team, got that call in the 7th round of the draft, and he made the roster. So he's going to be a Jaguar next season, and we'll see what's coming up next. All right, so we want to know what the Jaguars should do in the first round this year. Last year they went with an offensive lineman. What do you think they should do this time?
Now, to be fair, I think that was on me because what did I ask for? A crispy jerseyed quarterback last year. So that's what I asked for. They gave me what I asked for, and I appreciated it. Now, we're seeing a lot of movement. The past 3 weeks, I've heard nothing but cornerback, and that's why we didn't do the drinking game I suggested. But everybody is moving to, it looks like wide receiver. We're up at 42% on this poll, 42%.
But offensive line isn't far behind it. Clearly, our viewers like Trevor Lawrence and want to see him wearing white and it be clean at the end of the game. So that offensive line class is definitely catching up. You still got time to vote. You can scan that QR code that's right there on your screen or go to news4jags.com/USA or even open up your News4Jags app. You can find the poll in there. We want to know what you think, what you would do if the Jaguars asked you what to pick.
Exactly. If you're bored, speaking to you, we want to hear about it. Now, I'm really excited to see how this moves throughout the night. When phones start ringing, do you think there's going to be a shift?
That's what we want to know. All right, so it's about that time where the Jaguars are going to unveil their 30th anniversary logo. We should have that coming your way right after this quick break. If we went back, it'd have to be tight since you're saying you're 3 minutes over. But it's okay if we don't. It's all right. Let's do the 30th reveal. Let's try and get it in the boxes.
We don't want to miss it.
Yeah, let's try and get it in the boxes, and we'll roll with it. We'll do a draft countdown. And we can also lose a couple of these stills for bulky, too. So my last draft class is showing that it's still in there. You can lose Antonio Johnson, lose last draft class. Move Antonio over to the OTT if need be, or we can just say he's online, because we did tease it. There's also a SOT from Antonio Johnson in the 6 and 10 from Tuesday that you could drag over so we could hear something from Antonio to kill some time if we needed, if you could get to it. That's what... No, we'll talk. Give us the countdown first, and then we'll BS our way. Welcome back here to Everbank Stadium, where the News4jags Draft Special is raging on. We are counting down to the draft. It is getting closer and closer to 8 o'clock, which means the excitement is getting louder and louder, and more fans are creeping in here at the stadium.
They are, and we are also getting closer and closer to seeing that reveal of the 30th anniversary logo. Now, this has been a big buzz. Like I said, you know I love style, you know I love shopping, and I love to see when a nostalgic piece of clothing gets to make a comeback. We mentioned it in the jerseys that are all going to the Jaguars Foundation, game issue jerseys available on the field, but we're also going to see this brand new logo revealed exclusively here on the field tonight.
So we're going to try and bring that to you. So that logo is scheduled to be revealed sometime in the next few minutes. So we've got cameras standing by, and we're going to try and have to whip our heads around to get a look just like everybody else. So the Jaguars, 30 years in existence, special logo for this year. They asked fans to vote for it. And you guys at home have been casting your votes and making your voices heard, involved. And now you're going to get a chance to see this jersey on Jaguars merchandise and on their jerseys out on the field when the season rolls around.
Yeah, that's so exciting. And the Jaguars are so focused on making sure that local fans are part of this franchise. They did it. We saw it with all of the posters for each game. They were bringing in local artists. Fans were getting to vote. They were getting to be part of what this NFL logo is attached to. And that is huge for the 904.
Got to bring the fans in, make them involved. Now, this isn't the only special logo that fans are looking forward to this year. You got one of those old school looking jerseys in your hands there. And the Jaguars have already announced that that logo is going to be on a throwback jersey that the team wears this upcoming season. So I know a lot of fans have been asking for this. I've heard it. I know the Jaguars heard it, and now it's finally going to happen.
Now, you know, when we had our little art class earlier, I feel like we got kind of close to this with Alessandra's art class being held on the field.
I mean, I think they should let Foye Oluokun draw the logo for one of those shirts or something, because clearly he is very talented as an artist. I had no idea that was his hidden talent.
I know. We had no idea. I think when we were talking up here with Demetrius, we said, you know, but if you go to Yale, you're just going to have a classy art sense about you. You know what? NC State, I can say we did a lot of drawing, but we had fun.
Look,
we had a great time.
I am not an artist by trade. If you ask me to draw it and it needs to be more than stick figures, it's going to be a little rough.
I mean, listen, we saw what I attempted to do, and there's a reason no one's picking me for Pictionary.
I think we should frame it. We should hang it in the News4jags station. Do we have a refrigerator we can magnet it onto for you? Actually, we do have a couple of refrigerators around the station. We do,
absolutely.
Onto
Camera's
the
not
refrigerator.
picking it up because it's literally like they're that bad. Somebody asked me if it was a bunny, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna.
The ears, I could see it with the ears. It's okay, but we like bunnies. We like bunnies too.
It's to hear the phone ring when the board starts moving.
That's it. So you can listen to the board, as Trent Baalke would say. So look, a lot of logos, a lot of artists. Clearly, we are lacking in the art department, but the Jaguars creative team is not lacking when it comes to the art department. So we know that these logos and the merchandise that they roll out is going to be fantastic. We're still waiting for them to officially unveil this 30th anniversary logo. It should be coming up here shortly. And when that logo does roll out, we expect that fans are going to be really excited and kind of rush into the pro shop to go get their hands on this new merchandise.
Yeah, and something I don't think fans know is that the pro shop is now completely Fanatics, which is also a local brand that is now an NFL licensor of so many different teams, most importantly, our Jacksonville Jaguars. So in addition to their art department being great at all the graphics, logos, everything, can we shout out the marketing and PR department who put on this entire activation? There's putt-putt, there's football throwing, there's been performances, we've got celebs on stage. This has been a huge evening. I am just loving this for our fans.
All right, Gator Dave's working our camera. Can you get us a shot of the field so we can show the folks just how packed the field is behind us and all of the great stuff that's going on out there? Because there is everything you could ask for. Now, the Jaguars don't pick for a while, but I can guarantee you these fans are not bored because there's a ton of different things for them to do out there. Everything from doing combine drills to listening to the Jaguars Pro Football Hall of Famer Tony Baselli, who's on the stage talking right now. Look, it's not every day you get to hear a Pro Football Hall of Famer talk, and it doesn't get old calling him a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
No,
either.
it does not. And if anybody has been to the Jacksonville Jaguars locker room, you can actually see an entire display created just for him to commemorate all of his actions and contributions to the NFL and, most importantly, to the Jaguars.
So it is perfect timing that they have those Jaguars legends up there on the stage. Looks like they're maybe a little bit behind schedule because we're still waiting for them to unveil that logo. But before we get to that, we'll take a quick break. And remember, you still got time to vote in our You Say poll. We want to know what you think the Jaguars should do at 17 in the first round of this draft, what position they should go with. Offensive line is creeping up on those wide receivers. So one way or another, it looks like you guys think they should go with offense. You can scan that QR code or go to news4jags.com/YouSay. Let your voice be heard. We want to know what you would do.
I don't know. We're seeing a little bit of movement, And, you know, I'm not even mad that we're behind schedule because when you have legends like this on the stage, take all night. We'll be here.
That's right. Let the legends have all the time. We'll be right back after this quick break. All right, we've been asking you for your thoughts for the last hour in our You Say poll, and we've run out of time for you to cast those votes, so here are our final results.
All right, here's where we are landing. We've got cornerback at 21%. I really thought that was going to be higher after Owen's reaction. Wide receiver creeped up to 42. Looks like you got edge at 3 and O-line at 33.
So
Give some love to O-line.
That's right. They love the big guys. All right, so it looks like wide receiver or offensive line is what you'd like to see the Jaguars do in the first round. You have spoken. You made your voices heard, and we love to see it. And everybody wants to get Trevor Lawrence some help, a pass catcher.
All right, I am going to redirect us because I am made myself the fashion moment here. We just got word that the logo is about to be revealed on the screens behind me, so we are keeping eyes on that. That's right. I'm using every string I can pull to make sure that we have first eyes on this, down to texting the marketing team. No shame here at News4jags because I want to make sure we see it first.
That's right.
So hang on with it. This logo is dropping right after this video. Here we go. Here we go. Here we come.
That's it, the big 30. I like it.
The big 3. Oh.
What did you think? What do you think?
The big 3-0.
I love that logo. That is the one that fans voted for. You casted your vote. It's got the nice ribbon between it, a big 30 in there. It looks very similar. I mean, it's perfect. I think it is ideal.
I think it's great. I think it's so classic. I love that the dates are incorporated. Again, what do you think about the Jaguar head that they picked? How are you feeling about it?
Look, I like it. I mean, look, I'm like a lot of the fans. I would have loved to see maybe an old school Jaguar head in there, but that wasn't the option. That's all good. Look, I think this was the right one. I think the fans have spoken. They went with the big 30, the big 3-0. And you know what? You made the right choice.
I think it was great. I love this. Now we're seeing the roar, Jackson DeVille. Everyone's taking the stage. We are going to continue all of this action. And now, you know what that means, that this 30th anniversary merch is available.
That's right. You can get your hands on it right now. It's going to be at the Pro Shop. I know there's going to be plenty of draft day stuff there, but the 30th anniversary merchandise is going to be hard to say no to, right? All right. We are counting down to the NFL draft. The draft is getting ready to start. The Chicago Bears will be on the clock first when the draft gets underway. That's set to start at 8 o'clock. That means we're wrapping up here on Channel 4, but we're not done with our coverage. We're just going to shift over to News4jags.com and News4jags Plus. We want you to keep hanging out with us. We're going to pop a QR code on your screen right now that you can scan. It's going to take you over to our News4jags live stream, or you can open up that News4jags Plus app and keep hanging out with us for the next hour because we are counting down until the Jaguars are on the clock.
That's right. Alessandro is going to be joining us here at the desk, and I cannot wait to see how you guys have come so far from your initial mock draft. I'm really interested to see, as they would say, what the boards are saying.
Right, things have changed a lot over the entire draft process, and we're still waiting for the Jaguars to get on the clock. That's going to be a little bit later on tonight. That QR code for our OTT coverage is right there on our screen right now. Scan it. Hang out with us for another hour. We'll keep you up to date with all the vibes and action here from Everbank Stadium. Thanks for hanging out with us for the last hour. And remember, our coverage continues.
All right, Duval, do it up out there. We'll be here with the 2024 draft.